Hi guys, this is Sadik from Droidwin.com, and in this video we'll show you how to flash the latest Evolution X ROM based on Android 14 onto your OnePlus 11. So please take a backup of all the data on your phone and then let's get started. First and foremost, you have to get hold of Android SDK platform tools. This is the official ADB binary given by Google and is required for ADB command. So get it from my guide and extract them onto your PC. You can extract them anywhere you want. In my case, I've done the extraction in C drive, and these are the files of platform tools. Once you've done the extraction, you will now have to enable USB debugging and OEM unlocking. USB debugging is required for ADB commands, whereas OEM unlocking is required to unlock the bootloader on your phone. So let's now enable both these toggles. For that, you have to go to the settings menu. From there, go to about device, then go to version and tap on build number 7 times. You will get a prompt that you are now in developer mode. So go back and go to additional settings or system and update, then go to developer option and enable the toggle next to OEM unlocking as well as USB debugging. You will now get a prompt on your phone. Tap on OK. You might get an RSC key prompt as well. Again, tap on allow, and with this, debugging is now enabled. Let's verify the same. So go to platform tool folder address bar, type in CMD and hit enter. This will launch command prompt inside platform tools. Now type in ADB devices and make sure that you are getting an ID. If you are not getting any ID, then unplug and replug your phone from the PC. Disable and re-enable USB debugging. Tap on revoke USB debugging. Use the official USB cable that came with your phone and use the USB 2.0 port on your PC. So carry out these USB tweaks and make sure that you're getting an ID. Once you are getting this ID, your next course of action is to unlock the bootloader on your phone. Do note that unlocking will wipe off all the data and it might make the warranty null and void as well. If that's well and good, then you could refer to a guide and the video and get this job done. You just have to boot your phone to fastboot mode and then use the fastboot flashing unlock command. You will then get a prompt on your phone. So use the volume key to highlight unlock the bootloader and press the power key to confirm. Your device will undergo a reset and then the bootloader will be unlocked. After that, please make sure to re-enable USB debugging once again. Once that is done, you will now get hold of the Evolution X ROM file from here, and please do not download the partition file because let me show you, even though the ROM file are for the Android 14 build, as you could see, even though they are not the latest, but they are still for the Android 14 build. But if we talk about the partition files, let me show you, the partition files are from the last year and they are still for the Android 13 build. I don't know why they haven't yet done the update. So if you end up flashing the partition file onto this Android 14 ROM, then your phone will end up in a soft brick or even a hard brick state. So that is why we will flash the Evolution X ROM using the CR-Droid recovery. This is because the CR-Droid ROM is currently up to date with the latest firmware and recovery. So we will use the firmware and the recovery of CR-Droid ROM to flash the Evolution X ROM. So as of now, simply and only download the Evolution X ROM and do not download any partition file. So download the ROM file from here and then let me show you. This will be the ROM file, Evolution Salami OTA. Copy the ROM file and transfer it inside platform tools folder on your PC. Once that is done, let's now proceed ahead with the next step. Now you will have to boot your phone to fastboot mode. So type in ADB reboot bootloader and your phone should now reboot into fastboot mode in a matter of few seconds. So let's just wait. And now you will have to type in fastboot devices and hit enter and make sure that you're getting an ID. If you're not getting any ID, then you will have to install fastboot drivers on your PC. I have made a separate guide and a video on the same. You could refer to my guide and get the job done. Once you have installed the drivers, right click on the Windows icon and choose device manager. Then expand the Android phone section and make sure that your phone is being shown as Android bootloader interface. So this as well as the serial ID next to fastboot signify that your PC is able to read the phone in fastboot mode, and we are now good to go ahead. So let's now start with the flashing of the ROM file. In this regard, as I have told you before, first off, download the CR-Droid firmware file from here, and let me open the links as well. This is the CR-Droid firmware file. Get hold of the firmware, and once you have got the firmware, it will be in a zip format. This is the firmware file. Extract it. Upon extraction, you will get the following files. So simply launch the update firmware.bat and it will now start flashing the firmware file. The first few files will be flashed in the fastboot mode, and then your phone will automatically reboot into fastboot D mode, and the rest of the files will be flashed in the fastboot D mode. Let me show you all this as well. So let's open this file, and as you could see, the first few files are flashed in the fastboot mode, which is the bootloader mode. Then your phone will automatically reboot to the fastboot D mode via the fastboot reboot fastboot command, and then the rest of the files will be flashed in the fastboot D mode. And once all these files are flashed, your phone will automatically reboot to the recovery mode, as you could see, via the fastboot reboot recovery command. So you don't have to do anything whatsoever. It will automatically flash all the files. Currently our phone is in the fastboot D mode of the CR Drive recovery. Let's wait for a few more seconds, and the flashing is now done, and our phone is now in the recovery mode. Let me show you the script as well. So as you could see, flash finish. So hit any key to continue, and with this we are now done with the flashing of the firmware. Once that is done, you will now have to download the CR Drive recovery. So go to this link and download the recovery IMG file from here. This is the recovery file. Just make sure that the recovery date should be before 22nd of April. So as of now, this is the 21st of April, 21st of March. So this should work. So download this recovery file and transfer the recovery inside the platform to folder on your PC as well. So the recovery file will be in IMG format. This is the recovery file. Copy it and transfer it here as well. Once that is done, let's proceed ahead with the next step. And now you should have both the ROM for Evolution X ROM and the CR Drive recovery inside the platform tools, which we have done. Now for the ease of convenience, let's rename the file to something shorter. So let me rename this file to simply ROM, and the complete name becomes rom.zip. Likewise, let's rename this file to recovery, and the complete name becomes recovery.img. And now we will have to flash both of these files. So first off, let's flash the recovery file. For that, you will have to go to Advanced, Reboot to Bootloader, and your phone will now reboot into fastboot mode, which will take just a few seconds. So let's just wait. So let's now flash this recovery file. For that, you could simply use the fastboot flash recovery command. Just make sure that the name of the file is recovery and it's there inside the platform to folder on your PC. If that's well and good, simply paste the command and the recovery file will now be flashed onto your phone. It will take only a couple of seconds. Once flashed, now type in fastboot reboot recovery and hit enter, and your phone should now reboot into the newly flashed CR Drive recovery. Let's just wait for around 4 to 5 seconds, and once we are inside the recovery, as you could see, we are now inside the recovery. So now your first course of action is to do a format data. This will wipe off all the data from your phone. If that's well and good, go to factory reset, format data, and you will now get a data wipe complete message. Once that happens, you could now sideload the ROM file. So go back, select apply update and apply from ADB, and your phone is now in the sideload mode. Let's verify the same. So type in ADB devices and make sure that you are getting the sideload keyword. If that's well and good, so let's now start with the sideloading process. So type in ADB sideload, file name which is rom.zip, and hit enter, and the sideloading will now start, and it could take up to around 6 to 8 minutes for the sideloading to complete. So let's just wait for the time frame. So guys, the flashing is now complete. Now if you want to flash any other zip file, then tap on yes and your phone will reboot to recovery. You may then do an ADB sideload of the required zip file. On the other hand, if you do not want to flash any zip file, then just tap on no and finally select reboot system now. But before that, it's always recommended to do a factory reset once again, just to be on the safer side. So let's do a format data once again, and once that is done, you may now either reboot to recovery to flash any other zip file, or just tap on reboot system now and your phone should now reboot to the OS. Do keep in mind that the first boot up will take up some additional time. That is completely normal and nothing to worry about. From the subsequent time, that will not be the case. Moreover, let's just wait for the boot animation, or at least the boot logo to appear, either of which will signify that the flashing has been done successfully. And as you could see, this is the Evolution X ROM, and it's thanking us for the glorious 5 years. That's quite great to see. And with this, we are now inside the OS. So let's get started with the setup process. As of now, I'm skipping the initial setup and I am doing it offline. If you want, you may go to online, connect to Wi-Fi and then restore all the data. but I am skipping all this for now, and let's get directly to the OS. And with this, we are now inside the Evolution X ROM. As you might be aware, the ROM already has the GApp packages, so you don't have to install any Google apps. Moreover, it have a couple of pre-installed apps as well. BCR is for automatic call recording app. Then apart from that, you even get the Google Gemini app, the AI app. That's quite strange to see. Then you have the Evolution Wallpapers app, Dolby Atmos for the audio enhancement, and the Link to Windows, which I take it as a bloatware app because hardly anyone will use, I guess, but that's just me and my personal opinion. With that said, this is the QS tiles, and this is the settings menu, and the evolver section is the one where you get all the tweaks and tricks. So let's have a look at them. First off, we have the themes. So dark theme, so let's have a look at some of the themes. You must schedule the dark theme based on the time of the day, or use any of the custom theme. Let me go with the black theme. Yes, this is the theme which I always use across all the AOSP ROM. And let me show you a couple of other themes as well. This is the transparent theme. You will get the Evolution X wallpaper in the backend. Then this is the Monet theme engine, and this is the paint in the snow and espresso. Anyways, let me go with the black theme, which has always been my go-to choice. Then these are the various font style that you could choose from. There are quite a lot of fonts, and whatever font you choose will be implemented across the entire UI and UX of the OS and across all the apps. So make sure to make the selection accordingly. As of now, let me go back to the default font style itself. Then you have the icon packs in the status bar. Let me first enable a few toggles, and now you could keep a track at the status bar at the top right. For example, this is the filled, this is the Aurora, and let's go with the Pavlova UI, and that's just about it. Apart from that, you have the various Wi-Fi icon styles as well. Then there are the icon shapes. Whatever you choose from here will be implemented in the app drawer and the home screen. Let me show you. As you could see, the changes have been implemented. Then apart from that, you have the volume panel styles. So let me first show you the default style. This is the default one. I usually go with the Realme UI style. This is the Realme style. Let me choose one more, and let's go with the, let's say, New Morph outline style, and this is the New Morph one. Anyways, let's go with the default style. Then this is the navigation bar style. If you are using 3-button navigation, then you may choose from here. Then we have the signal icon style for the carrier data. There are many options to choose from, as you could see over here. Then we have the data icon style for the 4G and LTE. Then next up we have the status bar, and over here you must show the lyrics in the status bar, but the music player should at least support that feature. Then you may change the clock positioning and add the seconds logo as well, or AM PM, or you may show and hide the AM PM and show or hide the date and time as well. So let's keep them hidden for now. And you may add a logo at the status bar. Just a minute. And you may also change the logo style. For example, this is the Avengers, this is the, let's go with the Apple one, and you may choose from any of these logo and change its positioning as well. Then apart from that, you may change the battery style. This is the icon portrait. Let me go with the landscape iOS 16, and as you could see, it's implemented. Then you may hide the battery percentage as well. And status bar icons, you may show or hide the icons from here in the status bar. Colored icons, by default the icons are shown are all white in color, but after enabling this, the icon will change to how it is shown in the app drawer. So let's keep it white. Likewise, you may also enable the notification count and the privacy indicators, which are shown as green in color with regard to the microphone and camera. Whenever an app uses the microphone or the camera, or both these features, then you will be notified of the same. Then apart from that, you get the few QS tile style as well. So by it's the default one, then you may also choose the circle tiles. And let me show you that this does not looks nice, at least to me. Then this is the square tiles. These are with regard to the shapes only, so let's go with the default one. And you may also enable the vertical layouts. This is the latest Android 14 or 13 and 14 style, as you might be aware. Then you may also change the battery style in the QoS settings as well. This is the portrait iOS style. Let me show you. And as you could see, the portrait iOS style is shown there. Then you may hide the battery percentage in the QoS tiles section as well. Then automatic Wi-Fi on. So as you might be aware, generally when you tap on the Wi-Fi icon, it will bring up a list of all the Wi-Fi. But as of now, using this feature, it will automatically enable the Wi-Fi. It will not bring the Wi-Fi menu list. And the same goes for the Bluetooth as well. Then you may also enable the quick pull down, and it will expand the notification section at the right. By default, it will only open, let me show you, if you keep it in the default state, then it will only be half opened, or then you will have to expand it on your own. But using this, if I keep it off, then you could see it's only half open. But upon enabling it, let's say from the right, it will be expanded completely. Then apart from that, you may also change the brightness slider style. So I usually go with the outline, and this is the leafy outline. It will take a few seconds to implement, and now as you could see, this is the leafy outline style. Let me show you one more, transparent, and let's wait. And this is the transparent style. Let me go with the leafy outline once again. Then next up, you could change the positioning of the slider as well and add an animation. For example, if you choose flip, then as soon as you interact with these tiles, they will undergo a flip. Then apart from that, you may show or hide the data usage and add a clear all notification icon as well. And this is that button. As soon as you hit the button, it will remove all the notifications. Then you have a power menu tweaks as well. So let me see the advanced power menu. So the option is already enabled. Let's verify the same. So let's tap on advanced, and you could see the recovery, fast boot, and the system UI option. That's quite great to see. You may also add and remove other options from here as well. Then a few system settings. You may assign the power menu or the assistant to the power button. By default, it's set to power menu. Then apart from that, you have a few gestures. These are the system setting gesture that you get in the Pixel UI and across all the AOSP ROM. Double tap to wake to check phone, and swipe to take a screenshot. This will come in quite handy. So it's working well and good. Then you may change the navigation bar from here. Gesture navigation, 2 button and 3 button navigation styles. Then apart from that, you have the lock screen tweaks as well. These are the fingerprint animation style that you could choose from. So let's go with the McLaren. And okay, first I'll have to add a fingerprint. That's quite obvious. So let me quickly add a fingerprint first, which should take just a few seconds. Fingerprint. So let's fingerprint face. Let me see if I could simply add password. So the face is compulsory. Let me add a pin. Confirm, and let's just add a fingerprint. I agree, start, and it will just take a few seconds, so just stay with me and I'll quickly add it, and then we'll check out all the animations as well as the different UI styles of the fingerprint, and it's just about to be added, and that's done. So as of now, just one fingerprint should get the job done. So let's go back the evolver, and it was in the lock screen and UDFPS, and this is always the fingerprint will be shown on the AOD as well upon enabling this feature. Then these are the custom animation. Let's go with the McLaren, and let me now show you. I'm using an incorrect fingerprint to show the animation. As you could see, this looks quite nice. And after that, let me go with the Genshin Fire. Sorry about that, and let's check it out. Let me show you once again with an incorrect fingerprint. And as you could see, after that the last one is the super, or let's go with the molecular. All these are quite impressive to say the least. So this is the molecular. I have made a separate shorts video on just this, the various animations which are there in the Evolution X ROM. You may have a look at my short video as well. Then apart from that, you may choose a custom clock style. There are quite a lot of clock styles to choose from. For example, the clock minimal 2 and clock stylish. Likewise, the clock custom 2 and clock iOS style. As of now, I'm going with the clock stylish. Clock screen font, you may change the font, clock style, font style as well. FIFA 2018, this should get the job done. And you may add a ripple effect for the fingerprint. Then you have a few button tweaks as well. Advanced gesture option, extended swipe action, trigger action or wider swipe, or a L swipe vertically longer enough. So let's skip that as well. You may end the call via the power button, and you may also view the volume percentage. Let me show you. As you could see, it's currently at 33% and is increased to 61%. As you may show or hide this. Then there are a few miscellaneous tweaks. For example, you may spoof your ROM and pass the play integrity fix. This will allow you to use banking and payment app. However, keep in mind that Google tends to patch the fingerprint at quite a frequent interval, so you will have to go to play integrity fix section and make sure to update the ROM, so that this tends to update at regular interval. At the time of recording, is using the Motorola Griffin phone, but it might happen that Google might patch this fingerprint, so you will again have to update the ROM to a newer patch. Apart from that, you are also getting unlimited Google photo storage, so you may upload unlimited photos in original quality. Or I have also made a separate video in which you can get unlimited, or rather 2 TB of Google One storage by spoofing your phone to the Google Pixel 9 Pro. You may also have a look at that video, but either that will work or this will work. The choice is all yours. You may also enable Netflix spoof, and then you will be able to watch DRM content in full HD, such as from Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, or the Snapchat spoof, which will allow you to take original quality captures as well. But you may either use the Netflix spoof or the Snapchat spoof or the Pixel spoof, but not all the spoof at once, because each of these spoof require a different Pixel device. For example, in my 2 TB Google One storage, which is free of cost, your phone will be spoofed to the Google Pixel 9 Pro. For the Pixel Profs, you require the Pixel 8 Pro. For the Google Photos, you require the Pixel XL. For the Netflix spoof also, you require Pixel 8 Pro. And for Snapchat, it's the Pixel 2. So you cannot spoof your phone to numerous Pixel phone. So make your selection accordingly. As of now, I'm using the 2 TB Google One storage, after which I'll use the unlimited Google Photo storage, and that's just about it. And apart from that, you may also add a screen of animation, the CRT. Let me show you. This is the CRT animation, and let me unlock it via the fingerprint now. Then you may also show the CPU information, the current CPU information on the screen overlay, and pocket detection, USB configuration by default. Let's set it to file transfer, and that's just about it. Apart from that is the same usual UI that you get, customization that you get on the Pixel UI as well. So for example, whatever wallpaper you implement here, the same theming will be implemented across the entire UI and UX, all thanks to the Material UI theming engine, which came with Android 12 first and foremost. And you may also change the theme or the colors by going here and choosing a color from here, or going to the other colors and choosing one of the colors from here. You may then enable or disable the dark theme from here. Even the white theme looks quite impressive, to say the least. And then you may go to the home screen and enable the themed icons. As you could see, they are enabled. And change the app grid size and have 5x5 apps in the bottom row. So that's just about it. So guys, on that note, I round off this video. There are a few other OnePlus extra features as well, and these are for the advanced tweaks. So for example, you could use the alert slider for any of the other features as well, to show the change the refresh rate, change the brightness, open flashlight, check the notification, and as such. Then for example, as you might be aware, it has 3 positioning, the top, middle, and the bottom. So you may implement different action for each of these three positions. Then AOD gestures as well, always on, but do keep in mind that AOD will lead to additional battery drainage as well. So keep this point in mind. Then you also have a fast charging option using the USB 2.0 port, but it is recommended to avoid enabling this feature because I have seen the phone getting quite overheating using this feature. So it's better to have it turned off itself. And guys, on that note, I round up this video. If you still have any queries with regard to any of the steps, do let me know in the comment section, and thanks a lot for watching.